How's everyone doing today? It's Op Soldier. So I haven't completely completed my 500 hours of Mileena, but I did want to go ahead and talk about Mileena and kind of where I'm at with Mileena. So I have decided that Mileena is, well, let me get into the final verdict. Mileena, if she could do what she wanted to do if she could do what she was designed to do in this game, then she would be a good character, but she cannot do what she was designed to do in this game. And for that reason, Mileena is probably bottom 5, if not one of the most bottom characters in the game. She's similar to Shao Kahn in the sense that she doesn't have a full fleshed out design, and even if she does, the mechanics in this game prevent her from playing that particular playstyle. So what I will do today is I will explain how a character does better than what Mileena does, but pretty much does the same thing. And then I will explain a complete character in MK11, Kitana, since Kitana was my main. So the first thing I will talk about is, and this is going to be a very long video, so get ready. Kotal Khan and Mileena have very similar gameplay styles. Kotal Khan is a grappler like Mileena. Now, I haven't put too much time into Kotal, but I can tell you that Kotal pretty much does what Mileena does, but better, just by looking at how he's played in other games, or how he's played in tournaments. So Kotal Khan has a command grab like Mileena. They both have raw command grabs. Mileena has one, hers is a high. It loops you around this range. Like, see, it's plus 15 in the corner, and I can walk up and do a back 1-1. Kotal Khan, and this is kind of what goes back to, I hate having to talk about it again, but I'm gonna have to mention all these in the video because this is the only way I can explain why characters are designed, and there's some characters that benefit from this game, and that's why Mileena is bottom tier. That's the only reason I'm explaining the wake up system, and I'll be explaining breakaway in this game, in this particular final verdict. So Kotal Khan has a command grab that does the same thing that Mileena does, except it leaves you far away. So if you look here, it knocks them far away, and it's plus, it says to plus 35, but I think it's like plus 15 or something like that. So if you look at here, it's like plus 14, plus 15. So what this means is Kotal can walk up and do a forward 2 at you, right? Because he's plus 15, plus 14. Now, what this makes Kotal benefit from is that Mileena leaves you next to them, which means they can use the wake up system against you. So, like, for instance, I can set Kotal Khan to do a forward roll or a backward roll. And if I try to go pressure him, I'm going to get full combo punished trying to finish my back 1-1 string in the loop, because the guessing game is back 1-1 and throw. Now Kotal Khan does not have this problem, because even though he doesn't get a loop per se, not 100% a loop, right? He could dash up and then throw you again, right? That is an option for his loop, right? But what he gets is a safe forward 2. So, like, let's say Mileena does a backward roll or a forward roll. Oops. She had delayed get up on. So, let's say Mileena does a backward roll or a forward roll. Kotal gets right next to her, and she has to block again, or try to jump or whatever if you mistime it, right? Now, if she gets a forward roll, and this literally is what leads the top tiers to be better than Mileena, and why the mechanics in this game screw some characters. And it just happens to basically align with my final verdict. So Kotal is all the way over here, which gives him time. Sometimes he doesn't have time to block, sometimes he does. It depends on the character, right? But clearly here you can see neutral has been reset. I'm minus, I have a chance to block, I won't get punished. Now, the reason why this is so good is because once your opponent kind of realizes that they can't really forward roll or backward roll, and really, they're just really getting away, they're not really punishing you, Kotal can start waiting for you to do a wake up 3, wake up 2, and then just punish you with forward 2. right? So now you're in this situation where you have to wake up buttons, you know, choose between five wake up options that might work, maybe delay wake up. But even if you delay wake up, he could forward to 4, and that will cover as a meaty. Now, the reason I mention all of this is because technically this allows him to loop you with his throw, right? Because he could dash up and then throw you again. Granted, it's not as good as Mileena's. Like, clearly Mileena, she could just dash up, immediately throw you. So clearly, Kotal still has to play kind of a footsie game. He doesn't get to, like, he doesn't get to completely loop you with his throw. But the mind game is there because of forward 2. Now, Mileena, the reason she's bottom tier is for this reason. Anytime I try to go for Oki, my opponent can do anything and punish me. So they could do backward roll. Backward roll is actually safe against back 1-1 if you time it right. But forward roll is not. So if they do a forward roll and I try to go for Oki, which Mileena is designed to do, I will get full combo punished. Even if I finish the string to try to get away, Kotal can walk up and then punish me with forward 2. So actually I'll have Mileena do that, because I'm sure there's people that are gonna tell me that that's not the case, but it totally is. So okay. So the point I'm trying to make here is that Mileena is bottom tier because the wake up system and breakaway, and I'll get into breakaway in a minute, screws her over. Right? See, that's a punish too. Which resorts her to doing down 1 throws, right? Which down 1 is safe, but we have to remember, like, now you're looping them with 10% throws. So you're taking all the risks to loop them with a 10% throw that doesn't even give you a buff. Like, Kotal's throw gives you a buff if you amp it, but Mileena's is just flat damage for 14%. So now you're looping them with down 1 throws. And basically what this means is they can play the wake up system against you. And this kind of goes back to my point that Mileena is not designed very well for MK11. If she had maybe her throw, like I've said this before, maybe her throw beats all wake up options except for delay wake up, so then she could get down to crushing blowed. So it's kind of like a risk, like 50-50. If she throws you, she beats all your wake up options, but if you jump or you do a delay wake up, you'll full combo punish her. Something like that, right? Where, like, as you can see, Kotal benefits from this because of how he functions in the game. His footsies allows him to play around the wake up system, which a majority of the top tiers do. And Kitana actually is allowed to do that also, which is why I'm going to talk about her too. So, anyway. So that's Mileena with the wake up system, and that's why she loses the wake up game. So now I'm going to quickly talk about her extended strings and why she loses to the extended strings, and basically how the meter system is designed in this game prevents her from using the meter system in an advantageous way, kind of like how Kotal does his meter, or how Kotal uses the meter system. So Kotal has 4-2-4 in the amp disc. Oops. Oops. How do I do the disc? Sorry, I totally forgot. I haven't actually played Kotal. Like I said, I've watched and I've kind of figured this out over time. Oh. So he's got 4-2-4 amp disc. And this resets neutral, it's -1. Now, you burn a bar here, but the advantage that Kotal gets is that once he does his next mix-up, he can mix you up with the throw, the mid command grab, and he can burn a bar and get more damage for basically getting a command grab in. So even though he'll lose the bar, so like let's say he does a combo, right? Let's say he amps this. Oops. Let's say he amps this, right? And then he does the next one he does, it's a combo. And he loses a bar because you break away. Now, that gives him a disadvantage like Mileena in the sense that he only has 2 bars and he has to wait for you to get your defensive bar back to play the wake up system where he gets advantage. So he's at a disadvantage in the sense that he can't use 3 bars to combo you, right? He can't really loop you. But where he benefits from this is that he has a command grab that when you burn a bar, buffs you. It buffs you and it gives you damage. So he can still play a mind game even if you don't have breakaway. He can play a mind game, or even if you still have 2 bars of defensive meter, right? He could get a buff and then do damage, and then when you break, actually get damage off the break, right? Like if he does this, I don't, hold on, let me do the launcher. Okay, here it is. Oh, that's not it. Hold on. Do I not have the launcher equipped? I might not have the launcher equipped. But anyway, the whole point that I'm trying to make is he actually, with his command grab, he's allowed to gain damage and continue to do damage off of his command grab and off of some of his, like, even he has crushing blows, right, that launch. Like this one. Sorry, wrong one. Right? That launches. Mileena doesn't have any crushing blows that launch. So even though he doesn't have a bar, he can still do damage with command grabs and with crushing blows. Mileena doesn't have this, which goes back to my whole point that Mileena doesn't really benefit from this game. And Mileena, with her extended strings, kind of the same thing. She has the same thing as Kotal, right? She's -10. She resets neutral. But again, if I hit you one more time and burn a bar, you'll insta break after the amp part, right? And then I'll have no bars of offensive meter, and I'll have to do 10% throws or a back 1-1 that's only 14 hit advantage. Or not 14 hit advantage, 14% damage. So she does no damage if you break. And she resets neutral. Kotal doesn't have that problem, and that's the main issue that Mileena has, and a certain group of other characters have in this game, that the wake up system and breakaway just prevents them from playing the game properly. And that's why Mileena is very low tier. Now another example is, and this is kind of one of the last big examples, at least with Kotal and Mileena, is hold on, let me, okay, is the fact that she's, okay, well, you could argue Kotal doesn't zone well. That's true, but you can actually play Kotal in a way that allows him to not get zoned out. So for example, if you're playing Kotal and someone's zoning you, you could just use Cat. Where's Cat? Or I don't have Cat. Sorry, let me choose Cat. So you can literally just use Cat, right? And Cat is safe. Oops. Right? Well, it's safe if you burn a bar, but you get my point. Like, it's safe to get in. You can use it to get in. Right? It's -7. And if I try to zone here, you're in. Well, hold on. Sorry. Right? Because now you're in forward 2 range. And you're +21. Mileena has something similar. She's got the teleport, right? You can amp it to get in. It doesn't really give you advantage if you don't amp it. Now, a lot of players will be like, well, Mileena has zoning tools, but Kotal has an anti-zoning tool, so like he really doesn't have to deal with zoning. Like if you really don't want to deal with zoning, you have an option to deal with it. And Milena's the same way, but the only difference is Kotal, again, he has all those benefits that Mileena doesn't have. You could even say, hey, I'm going to choose Cat, but I can't make forward 2 safe now, or I can't use forward 2 to reset neutral. But that really doesn't matter because Kotal is -5 in your face. He's where he wants to be. If he's right here, he's where he wants to be. Right? Mileena, same thing. If she's in your face after a back 1, she's right where she wants to be. Right? She's right where she wants to be in this range. Except for the fact that she's got stubby range, which forces her to do down ones, but that's for a whole nother day. So basically, Mileena and Kotal, they have very similar playstyles, but Kotal just does it better. Kotal just has the range, he's able to deal with the wake up system, and he's able to easily deal with pretty much zoning, right? Like, if you don't want to deal with zoning, you have an option as Kotal. And it's the same thing with Mileena. Now, finally, breakaway. So Kotal, for the most part, does not have too many breakaway issues. Mileena has the biggest breakaway issue in the game. And I just want to correct, because there's been some information going out saying that Mileena, when you break from Mileena, she gets Oki. That is not true. You do not get Oki as Mileena. Not even close. You can look at her doing ball roll, and when she amps it, you can full combo punish it. And this is one of the main reasons she's low tier, and she will stay low tier until this is fixed. So you can literally do that. And if you time it at the right time, you will actually recover faster than Mileena trying to down 1 you. You will get Oki and she will not. Come on, I just did it. There we go. Yeah, what I'm doing wrong is I'm not buffering. So let's go back to Kotal and see if Kotal can do it. I know Scorpion can do it because Scorpions do it all the time. But basically, this is why Mileena will never, ever be higher than bottom tier. Because if you could just... Like, if you were playing... Okay. So what people will tell you, and people say this a lot of the time, is what they'll say, especially when you, like, look at breakaway combos and wake-up attacks, what they will say is, they will say, well, you're not going to see that in Combat League. That's true, I might not see it in Combat League, but we're looking at it from a tournament standpoint. If someone is in tournament, they're going to punish Mileena every time. They're going to take their Oki when they're going to time their break from your ball roll to where they can take their Oki. They're going to get that down perfectly, and the reason why they're going to do that is because they want the biggest amount of advantage that they can get. And that's one of the main issues, is that, you know, Mileena is one of those characters that's just not playing MK11. Like, she's not playing it very well. And that's why she's bottom tier. But anyway, so... Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's like because of Kotal's hitbox. I think that might be it. There we go. Perfect. So there we go. There's... You have to time it. You really have to time it. But you can... The thing is, this is an OS in the sense that you can literally react to this. You can't do anything about it as the Mileena player, right? You can't. Because as soon as you amp, they'll be like, oh, he's amping now. Down 1, right? They'll just wait for you to amp because you're trying to get your damage, and then you'll get hit by the down 1. And that's one of the main reasons Mileena's, as my final verdict, she's just not going to do it. You know, if I were you, I would just pick a new character. So that's pretty much everything that I could say about Mileena. She has some pretty decent Oki when you can finally get the Oki. Her standing 2 is probably one of the best high strings I've ever seen in the game. I will give her that. When she can get her Oki started, she's good. Don't get me wrong, like, she just needs a few fixes. Maybe fix the ball roll problem, where you can't break it when I amp. Maybe make forward 1 combo off of high side, or off of air side or something. Give her more base kit moves, whatever. give her more unbreakable damage. Like right now, like we just talked about this, how ball roll, and look at this. This is another thing I wanted to mention. So some people will say, well, just don't finish the you know, the amp. Well, okay, well, I get 122 for unamped, so I guess I'll just be doing this the whole game since I don't get Oki from it. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of my final verdict. I just don't think she's that good. Her down 3 is good, and that's pretty much it. Her goal is the loop, but she can't even loop you. If she tries to loop you and you break, she loses her turn. So I don't really see Mileena being a good character. If I were you, I would stay away from this character. And I did want to talk about why Mileena is more, or why Kitana is more complete than Mileena, but this video has run really long already, so I'm just gonna stop here. But I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on Mileena and why she doesn't play MK11 well, and my final verdict on her, because I do not plan on playing her anymore. There's just too many issues with this character, and until they overhaul her gameplay style, there's pretty much nothing you can do with her. I don't see anyone topping with her. The only reason why you would be able to top with her is lack of knowledge. And that's really what happens a lot nowadays in MK11. I've noticed that, is that people might think a character's good, but they literally just have not gone to the lab enough, or they don't know how to lab the character, and they can't really figure out why the character's not good, or why mechanics screw the character and stuff like that. But anyway, that's all I want to talk about today. I'll see you guys later. Subscribe for more, and we will see what the next character is going to be.